I think that to pin the power of the military-industrial complex, which is a very powerful force, on women being able to vote is wild. But I also understand
that's a mischaracterization of what I said.
I think I was talking more about what Myron said than what you said. I understand also that this is like Myron's whole thing. But so
all right. So in this clip we have Myron Gaines getting trolled by Cat Tim, who is fresh out of, all right, I'm not even going to do that to her, who really doesn't like a lot of what he says. It probably comes from somewhere else, though, by the way, but anyway, it is what it is. On Tim Pool's Culture War show, so this was their Culture War debate about feminism and this and that and the other, and, Myron Gaines, we all know how he speaks when it comes to, feminism and all of that, and women, and then the Cat obviously doesn't like what he says. Not that she has to, but also you have to be careful with conservative women because a lot of them are conservative feminists. But she doesn't have to like what he said. And Tim Pool is hosting this debate, so let's go ahead and get into it.
You have to say, women can't vote, and then you get attention. And you also kind of act like you invented misogyny, which you didn't. It's been around for a very long time. These are not hot takes. These are very old, archaic
But he is in the top 10, right?
Because he goes really hard and he gets a lot of attention for it. And then there are these men, sadly, who listen to you, who I think are lonely. And I love men. I'm not like a man-hating woman. I love men. And I think that a lot of men have been left behind in a lot of ways. And I understand that. But I don't think that blaming all of your problems, if you do blame all your problems on women, then that could be the reason why you don't have one.
There's another group of people that Myron blames his problems.
Right off the bat, there was a lot of personal attacks. Why don't we just attack the arguments? You do not know if he has a girlfriend or not. Clearly, you don't know he actually does have a girlfriend. But, to say, that he blames all his problems on women. I hate when people say that. When somebody will say, if you point out a problem in a situation, or you're blaming all your problems on that situation. No, I'm talking about this problem here.
Problems on it, it's not women.
Well, I want to let Myron respond, but I guess I want to pose this question. What is the bigger threat, feminism or misogyny? What's worse for society?
So when I say feminism, I feel like things like I have the right to vote. I have a job. I'm a participating member of society, which is different than hating men. So it kind of depends how you
well, do you hate women, Myron? I'm not just more curious.
Sometimes. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. Look, the reality is that when it comes to feminism, etc., women are stupid. Let's be honest about this. And the reason why, right? It's not just, and she said it herself, misogyny isn't something new. She's right. In ancient China, to the Middle East, to Eastern Europe, everybody knew that women are. So we need to make them second-class citizens. So that's why they didn't have the right to vote and do a lot of stuff. And then now
what an eloquent argument. I never could have come up with something that intelligent.
She's acting like a woman right now. Holy crap. I let her speak and now she won't let me speak. So it's interesting to me how she said, oh yeah, this isn't something new. Yeah, you're right. Everyone since ancient times knew that women we need to make them second-class citizens. Here's the craziest part. They lived in other ends of the world and they still realize the Asian dudes, ling bing ding, all the way to the fucking Mohammeds in the Middle East, to the Eastern Europeans of Slav, they all knew, damn, women are stupid. We need to go ahead and put them in the kitchen. Now they're out the kitchen, and what's going on?
Which civilization of all the ones that you listed do you like the most? Do you like modern America, or do you like Saudi Arabia, or do you like, ancient Japan? Which one do you like the most?
Well, look, I like any society that has women under control, and right now we don't, which is why shit is fucked up.
So why don't you move to Saudi Arabia? They don't have the right to vote. They can barely drive.
It's a great place.
Do you want Sharia law?
No, that's true. They can drive now. They can drive.
They can drive, and that's bad.
Wait, are you? But be honest.
So you think that Saudi Arabia is a better country than America?
When it comes to handling women, yes. Yes, when it comes to handling
just overall,
women, yes.
don't change the question.
And
don't run away
crime
from
is
it.
Why? No. See, no. You have to answer, y'all talking about women and feminism and stuff like that. So why don't we keep it to just that category, right? You know what I'm saying? Just keep it to just that category. I just don't see the purpose of asking anything else. But at the same time, look, it just is what it is. Now, I'm not going to say it the way Myron says it. I'm definitely not going to say all women are dumb and everything just messes up, because of like all women and blah, blah, blah. No. But a lot of women, too many women, are easily led to do dumb stuff. And they like to be heroes and they want to galvanize people and they want to be heroes and all of this other stuff or whatever. Fine, good for you. But the problem is that you want to be a hero and get all emotional to get kids to get like sex changes and stuff. Like, so then these are the things. It's easier to get a woman to agree to that stuff. Then not only does she agree, she goes home and tells the husband that he's wrong and a bad father if he doesn't allow his child to be tested on, basically, you could say. This does happen.
In Saudi
Do you
Arabia,
think-
though.
Well, they have less crime.
You were talking about these global things about how when women are oppressed, that's been the societal trend. And so I asked you, modern America decided, along with a whole bunch of Western democracies, and I think you like Western civilization, that's a bad idea. And so the question is, why is America so great if Saudi Arabia's got this one thing so well to, like, what? Shouldn't that be the great country?
You could be better in different ways, right? Like
So Muslim theocracy's got it.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
What I'm saying is, here's the problem, right? When you have women having too much power, it creates a lot of issues because women are communitarian by nature, right? They don't know what the fuck they want to do. They can't even decide what they want to eat, let alone pick their own partners. That's why the divorce rates are through the fucking
Wait,
roof.
time out.
That's
You
why
guys
marriage
admit
is
it's
down
hard
at the
for women to
dumpster.
choose what to eat, though, Kat. Is that true? Can we at least
know?
agree on
Well,
that?
yes, but it also could be all this nicotine gum I'm always chewing.
Okay, I just,
like, never that hungry.
that is typically my girlfriend. It is hard for women to choose where to eat. I think you're 100% right about that.
Sure, but we also are like negating the fact that like some of the biggest breakthroughs in ecology science come from the humanitarian approach that women have. DNA was discovered by women. So like the issue is that women are decently valuable. When we talk about women being stupid, men are stupid all the time too. Men are the like morons that are ending up in fucking jail all the time because they can't like stop punching shit.
You made a good point. I think. Wait.
Is Frederick Meischer a woman? DNA was first identified by Swiss chemist Friedrich Meischer.
Yeah, they were trying to take credit
stole
for our
it from?
stuff. They also said they were trying to say Wi-Fi was made by women. No, it wasn't. It was made by men as well. Women.
Wait, she really tried to push that lie? By the way, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that landed on this video. Did she just really try to push that lie? Because when she said that, I was like, really? A woman, isolated DNA and all of that? I was just thinking like, I was like, I don't remember that being true. Because I feel like I would have learned that. I mean, I definitely would have learned that in nursing school, and I would have remembered it though. And I'm like, I don't remember that. And so she was about to say, but they cut her off and they should have let her keep talking. She was about to say, but he took it from a woman. Okay, that's okay. You know what?
Don't invent anything. They don't contribute to anything besides, like, to be honest, the only real value women have is reproductive
I
value.
contribute more to
We're
the
gonna be
economy than you do, Myron, just objectively.
Wait. I want to say I'm on Kat and not to her side though.
I'm
that,
not even trying to be funny, but how can she say, okay, all right.
Don't you think women are equally valuable to society, though? You don't think so?
Dude, if you remove sex and reproduction, they provide almost nothing.
Yeah, but those are
We're gonna
we
be
wouldn't
honest.
have life without those things.
Sure.
So don't
sure. But I want to be clear about this. We don't need them. Like, here's the thing. Women need us. We don't need them. We need them to propagate
They have our
society for the
babies,
next
dude.
generation. That's what my point. I said outside of reproduction. So, like, if we want to have kids, yes, we need them. But they need us for everything. So the reality is men bring far more value to society than women do. The only real value they provide is reproductive value. Because let's be honest here. You guys don't give a fuck about what they got to say. You guys are here for us. Nobody cares about what women got to say. They're the suckiest podcasters. Female YouTubers suck. Nobody gives a fuck about their opinion. We're just there for the tits.
Isn't
I
like
want to actually just, okay, I do not suck. Okay, catch me on my other channels. You really would see everything about me. So I do not agree with that. Okay, but a lot of them do suck, yes.
one of some of the largest podcasts, all Candace Owens, Call Her Daddy, like some of the largest podcasts are.
They both suck, actually. Damn, oh man, these girls are losing.
And to be fair,
Candace Owens is an
hold on.
exception.
It doesn't matter if you don't like them. The point is that they're highly successful. So maybe you guys don't like to listen to women, but that doesn't mean that broader society doesn't. For example, take women out of the workforce. You've nuked your economy overnight. It's done. They contribute, even if we're being mild and conservative, 30%,
Well, that'd be
probably around
good.
50%.
That'd be good for the airline pilot industry, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that save us a lot?
I don't know. It seems like there's a lot more going on with the airline pilot industry than just women.
But women are usually taking social jobs like teachers and nurses and stuff like that.
Yeah, we need those jobs.
We do, but we need petroleum engineers more.
I would disagree. We need to raise our children.
I'm not even trying to be fun. I don't want to do that to petroleum engineers, but nurses, you need nurses. I mean, come on, don't do that. Like, for real, clearly I'm a nurse. Stop it.
I would like literate children.
Public schools.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
Public schools are shit.
But we should still be teaching our kids. We want our kids to be literate.
I agree. And I think
we need nurses,
women are great teachers.
right? Like every one of you has been to a hospital, and you're probably super grateful that there's an entire help industry oriented at making sure that your ass doesn't die. Especially a lot of your fat asses don't die.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I can feel the tension.
I was just gonna say.
Guys, wait. Real quick, though, I do want to say thank you guys for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause, seriously. And this is our third time doing it here. And I have to say that last week was a little tense with Michael Malice, but you can feel the tension up here. I kind of like this debate, and we want to encourage you guys to all come up, whatever you guys, whether you have a question or a debate topic, it's no holds barred. Just say whatever you want to say. And we're going to do that here in a second. But Tim, I mean, I'm liking this, the energy up here. It's a little different this week.
There's an interesting split between the civics of it and the dating element of it. So you were saying that.
And the morality.
Sure. What's the morality argument?
I think that like feminism is morally good.
What does that mean?
I think.
What does morally good mean?
In like a Christian Aristotelian kind of way.
That's
Like
my question.
Western, all of our like Western systems absolutely value
let
things
me
like
ask this
agency.
question.
Real quick, just define feminism.
Sure, feminism is, here, I always write it down so I can always cite it. Feminism, the empowerment of women's agency and the promotion of femininity.
Yeah, that's actually purely narcissistic, actually. It's actually a false solution to a problem you don't have. Feminism actually came out during like this talk of the feminisms and all that. It's like these Enlightenment era type of things. This is exactly like part of, if you really want me to get into it, like the cosmic battle between good and evil, when God said God gives you, in reality, because she brought Christianity into it. In reality, the true freedom is being closer to the Lord, right? That is a true freedom. And that's where you get your real free will. This is where you understand your sovereignty as a person, that you are not owned, that you're not of the world. Things like feminism and ideology, like it's all a different ideology, which is idolatry of self. Now you make self more important than the creator. And therefore, you make dumb decisions based on that. There's nothing Christian-like about the, in the framework or foundation of whatever these feminists call themselves at all. It is actually celebration of self simply because you are a woman, and then they take it too far. Women are, when it comes to birth, reproduction, and all of that, like, praise the Lord, that gift is a very special gift that a lot of women are even themselves taking it for granted, right? Because in the name of feminism, right? So feminism is pretty bad, and it did destroy the West because of this. It's one thing if it's like just people saying, I do want to go to work. Okay, fine. But when you make this big, we got to march down the street about going to work and burn bras, and now we can have abortions and everything. Everything becomes a part of a culture, and then a lot of people get caught up in the mix and make decisions that they probably wouldn't have made had they just been thinking, rationally. So there's a lot more to it, and I'm definitely fully against feminism. I'm against a lot of isms, to be honest, and all the isms come from one place. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.